Okay, so today we're again multi-digit whole number operations. We're going to talk a little bit about the distributive property. That's one of your math words. The distributive property is an algebra term, but we're going to talk about it in 5th grade, and I'm going to kind of give you the basics of what it is, because this will help you later on in your math career. So here we have a number. This number is 7 times 4. And we know what that equals, 7 times 4, if we know our math. But what we're going to look at is the 7 when we talk about the 7. Whoops. And when we talk about the 7, we are going to break it apart. Okay, so what is 7? Well, 7 is 4 plus what? 4 plus what? And so when we correspond to this, what equals 7? Okay, and so most of you are going to say 3, so that 3 is going to go through here. So we've distributed the 7. We've broken it apart. We've decomposed it. That's another good word to remember. And then we can start to break apart this number. Well, 7 times 4 is 28. And so that should be our answer. So that means this problem right here, 4 times 4 plus 3 times 4, should also be the same. Notice we've multiplied it both by 4, we just split up the 7. And so in this case, when we do 4 times 4, it's 16 plus 12. This should also be 28. So that's what that means. We've distributed it. Now, what that means later on, as I'm going to bring this up, is basically this, which is exactly the same thing with parentheses, okay, which is another important term that we have this week. We can distribute. Share, it means to share, right? Distribute. When someone distributes something like UPS, they distribute your packages, they give it out. Well, the 4 is going to multiply, and when we have parentheses, it means multiply. 4 times 4, and you might start to see a pattern. I'm going to do it in green. 4 times 4, 16. 4 times 3, 12 is 28. So all of these problems are going to give you 28, and that's what the distributive property says. Now, that said, we're going to try a different problem. Now, what we're doing in this lesson and what you have on your homework is interpreting numerical expressions and understanding how that works. And why that's important, you'll start to see shortly, but you'll also start to see examples of the distributive property in that. Now, the first expression I want to talk to you about is 6 times the difference between the difference between 60 and 50. Sorry, 60 and 51. Right? Now, if I asked you, we talked a little bit about this before, but if I asked you to draw a picture of this, how would that look? Well, 6 times the difference between 60 and 51, what that means is if we draw a square, let me find my shapes. There's my shape. If we draw a square here, what this means is, let me add a layer above. We could split this up into 6, right? Okay, and it's 6 times the difference. So notice that is 6 times, so 6 times the difference of 60 and 51. So there's 60, take away 51, and all of those would have that. So in order to make things differently, this is why, or in order to make things simpler, this is why we create expressions. Because you notice, we can do this 6 times and get our answer, or we can create an expression. In this case, 6 times a number, which is the difference between, notice this says between, that's really important, the difference between these two numbers, 60 and 51. So I'm going to write those in there. 60, take away 51, we can get our answer. This is an expression. We want to be able to write the numerical expression. Once we solve the expression, we've created an equation, because as soon as we put an equal sign, we're saying that there's an end. So in this case, what's 60 take away 51? That's 9, right? And 6 times 9 is 54. Now if we did this the same way, notice this would be 9, 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 and 6 times 9 is 54. So that is our answer, and that's how we both draw a diagram. Here's your diagram. Here's your expression. Once we put the equal sign, there's our equation. A lot of words today. Good luck.